Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're going on a journey. We're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible, super complex, and honestly fascinating world of medicine. We're going to see how a brand new treatment goes from just an idea in a lab to something that can save millions of lives.
But first, just think about this for a second. The last time you took any kind of medicine, did you ever stop and wonder, what's its story? The years of research, the mountains of testing, the human trials? I mean, it's a whole epic saga packed into that one little pill, and today we're going to unpack it together.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. Before we get into the crazy journey, we need to be on the same page about what we're even talking about. So what exactly is a medicine?
Well, if you look at the official definition, you'll see it's way more than just something that cures you. A medicinal product can be for treating a sickness you already have, sure, but it can also be for preventing one from ever happening. It can even be used to help a doctor figure out what's wrong, to make a diagnosis. Basically, it's anything designed to restore, correct, or change how our bodies are working, all to make us healthier.
All right, now for the main event, the unbelievable odyssey of how a single medicine is born. And let me tell you, this is not a quick process. It is a marathon of science, safety, and regulation that can easily take more than a decade and cost billions of dollars.
So this diagram here, this is our roadmap. Now don't worry about reading every single word. Just look at the flow. It all starts way over on the left with a scientific discovery. Then it goes through this long, winding pipeline of development in the middle. And finally, it ends up with approval and hitting the shelves on the right. We're going to break down what happens in each of these big steps.
We can actually boil down that whole massive process into 4 key stages. You've got the initial spark of an idea, then you move into safety testing, this is before it ever gets near a person, then you have the human trials, and finally getting it approved and out into the world.
So stage 1 is all about that moment of discovery. Scientists will identify a target, like, say, a specific protein that's causing a disease. And then they'll screen thousands, sometimes even millions, of different compounds to find just one that might work against that target. This is where that first eureka moment happens.
Now, before a potential medicine can ever be tested in people, it has to pass this incredibly important safety checkpoint. In this preclinical stage, scientists use lab tests and animal models to answer 2 huge questions. 1, does it actually work? And 2, just as important, is it safe? This phase weeds out a ton of compounds that are either useless or just too toxic.
So if a drug makes it through all of that, it finally enters human trials, which happen in 3 phases. Phase 1 is tiny, just a small group of healthy people, and it's all about checking for safety and the right dose. Then in Phase 2, it gets bigger. They test it on actual patients to see if it works and to watch for side effects. And finally, Phase 3 is the massive one, a huge trial with thousands of patients, often over years, to confirm it's effective and safe on a really big scale.
Okay, so now we know how medicines get made, but let's talk about what they're actually supposed to do. What's the end goal here?
Generally speaking, medicines have 2 big goals. On one side, you have treatments, or in Korean, 치료제. And these are things like antibiotics or antivirals that fight a disease you already have. On the other side, you have prevention, 백신, which are things like vaccines. They're designed to stop you from ever getting sick in the first place by teaching your immune system what to do.
And beyond just treatment versus prevention, scientists have a bunch of ways to classify drugs to make sure they're used safely. They look at how it works, that's its mechanism of action. They look at what it does, its physiological effect, like maybe it lowers your blood pressure. And they look at its unique chemical structure, its molecular fingerprint.
That whole process we just walked through has been the standard for decades. But right now, technology is creating this radical new wave of what medicine can even be. So let's take a look at what's coming next.
I want you to meet digital therapeutics, or DTX for short. Now, this is medicine that isn't a pill or a shot. It's software. Yeah, I'm serious. These are high-quality, clinically proven apps and programs that a doctor can actually prescribe to you to treat, manage, or even prevent a disease.
And if you're thinking this is just some small niche thing, think again. The global market for this stuff is projected to explode to over 17 times billion dollars by 2030. That tells you a massive shift is happening in healthcare.
And the stuff being developed is it's incredible. We're talking about a prescription video game that helps kids with ADHD, smart pills that can send a signal when you've taken them, and even AI tools that can predict if a drug will work, which could totally speed up that long development process we saw earlier. The future is wild.
So after seeing all of this, from the traditional lab pipeline to these futuristic software programs, it all brings us to the most important question.
Why does this superstructured, super-regulated system matter so much to every single one of us?
Let's just ask it plainly. Why is this whole thing so difficult? Why all the hurdles, all the phases, all the strict categories? Why go through all of this trouble?
Well, the answer is actually really simple. It is all about your safety. This entire system is designed to stop one drug from having a dangerous interaction with another. It's there to avoid toxicity, to stop a drug from building up in your body and damaging your organs. And it's absolutely crucial for managing drug resistance, so we can make sure our medicines keep working when we need them the most. Every single step is a guardrail for our health.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. As we've seen, medicine is evolving at lightning speed. From pills tailored just for you to apps your doctor prescribes, the way we treat and prevent disease is changing right before our eyes. So the real question is, how will this new world of medicine shape your health and the health of the people you care about in the years to come? It's an exciting future, for sure, and now you know the incredible journey each new breakthrough has to take to get there. Thanks so much for joining us.